Hey everybody, I'm Jason. Behind me, we've got a Badland winch. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I've got it mounted and what's in that little green box. So stay tuned. So here we've got the Badland ZXR 3500 ATV winch and a box of all the things that go with it. And anybody that's been following me knows that I run dump trailers as a side hustle. And so we have come up with a solution to mount this up in the front of one of my trailers using a bolt-on receiver hitch. And I'm going to show you exactly how I've got it hooked up and how I make it work. Alright, so the first thing that we do is pull the pin on the winch, slide it right here in this receiver, put the pin back in, clip on, and we're good. So inside this box I have all the controls, the solenoids, the wires, and I've got it set up to where I got some magnets on the back of it. Just pop the lid, take it right off, then I take this and I stick it up here on the side of the trailer, and it just sits there like that. Got my red and blue wire that come out to the winch. I got that a little bit too high. We hook these up. I am going to be getting the quick connect connectors, but I couldn't find anybody in town that had them in stock, so I'm going to have to order them offline. Hopefully they'll be here in a couple of days. And when those come in, I'll just cut these wires in half, have to where I can plug these in, and the same thing on the power wires that go to the battery. But for now, this doesn't take long. Just a couple of nuts. Blue to blue, yellow to yellow. This would be kind of aggravating if you're in a hurry, but if I was going out on a job and I knew that I was going to be using it, I would probably already have it sitting in the bed, already wired up, ready to go. Just so that when I got to the customers, I wasn't sitting here fiddling around. But I'm probably going to keep all this in the toolbox on the truck. So if I get in a situation where it is warranted to have it, I'll have it there. I also have a front and a rear mount receiver hitch on the truck itself, so I got a lot of options as far as mounting this thing. And that's another reason I did the magnets on the ammo can. I can stick it right to the bumper of the truck, right next to the receiver mount, so that everything's right there. So we got that, and we got our ground, and we got our power. The power wire's got the circuit breaker built in. Just drape those over the side. Then we've got our wired remote. I may get the cordless remote because I think I've figured out a way that I can run this winch and the dump trailer both off the same wireless remote. So I think the one for this winch is like 60 bucks. So I think that'd be worthwhile to have wireless on the trailer and the winch. Because this is only 12 foot long. It won't quite reach the back of the trailer, which is kind of annoying. So there's our remote. I'll take you around front and I'll show you how we hook up the front. So down here, this battery has wing nuts on it. So it's super simple. Put the ground on first. Now typically I hook up the winch first before hooking power up, just in case something's going crazy. I don't want it to have juice before I'm ready to. So then we'll hook these up. And like I said earlier, gonna get the quick connects to where I'll already have a plug wired to the battery, and this end will have a plug on it to where all I gotta do is throw the wires over, plug them in, and then I can just run it out the side of the box or have the lid open, whatever I want to do. I also have one on the bumper of the truck, so I could plug it in to truck power if this battery is dead or whatnot. And now we got juice. So that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm gonna go over real quick the components I've got here. So of course we got the Badland ZXR 3500 winch. Comes with the fair lead and the hook. It also comes with a small shackle. I can't remember what size it is, but it's really small. I've got that mounted to the Extreme Max Products receiver hitch mount. It supposedly will mount any winch up to 3,500 pounds. It's got multiple bolt patterns. This one's a 4-bolt. I know the 2,500 pound Badland is the 2-bolt in the center. And I'm guessing that some of your other winches like the XP and whatnot fit those other holes. Bolted to the floor of the trailer, I've got just a 5,000 pound rated step bumper receiver, also from Harbor Freight. And I used the 2 of the holes going through the floor, and I drilled 2 holes that you can see there going through the head wall, which I'll show in a minute, but I also reinforced on the outside of the trailer with a little bit of angle iron just so that the bolts hopefully won't pull through. I don't think there's any chance. They're right up against the welds for the cross members. I would recommend, if you have one of these trailers, if you can find a plate where the receiver part where the safety chains go is as wide as the plate that mounts to the bumper, you'd be able to hit the support members in the front of the trailer, at least on the vertical cylinder, front mount cylinder ones. I don't know if all theirs are built this way or not, but I think even not being in the cross members for what I'm intending this winch to be for, and its rating being that it's right here in the corner, I don't foresee any structural problems. So this real easy, just slides right in here. I got the pin that goes in there to secure it. Then we've got all the wiring that came with the winch. Eventually, my intention is I'm going to cut those blue and yellow wires, and I'm going to put quick connect clips in there to where I can just unplug these, throw the winch in the toolbox, and I have all the wires and solenoids and everything mounted in this ammo can. And I'm also going to put quick clips in the power and grounds going to the battery. So literally all I got to do is pull out, plug in 2 things. This is attached to the front wall of the trailer with magnets. So I did that so I can stick it on the front of my trailer, and it gives me a little bit more reach because the wires themselves just barely reach over to the battery. So if I had that can sitting on the floor of the trailer, they wouldn't reach. But secondly, my truck has a front and rear mount receiver on it, and so I can stick that ammo can with the magnets right to the bumper, right next to the winch, and have my own control box there and just plug it in, to the battery. I'm planning on running a rear plug jumper system with those quick connects off the truck, so that if I need to jump the trailer off, I'll have that, and then I can also hook the winch into it. So I'll show you real quick how it operates. So just like any winch, on the side you've got the engage and the free spool. You switch it over to free spool. Well, I guess first also, let's hook up our remote. This one has the corded remote. This winch also comes with a handlebar mount switch, so if you're running it on a four-wheeler, you can have the controls right on your handlebars. So we got that. Pull out some pins. Oh, forgot to put the pin in. We're not going to edit that out. Jason screws up too. Take two. So we're going to pull out some cable. Come back up here, re-engage the winch. And I'll keep some tension on it so that it spools up tight. Got a pretty decent line speed on it. And there you have it. So I got two preferred intentions for this. One is a really small piece of equipment that I'm going to be loading that's dead. It only weighs like 1,800 pounds. And I got a snatch block as well. So with the snatch block, I should be able to raise the deck of the trailer just a little bit, climb it up the ramps, pull it right up in here. But another option that I can use it for is the D-rings in the back of this. Say I get something up in here loaded that I'm transporting, they push it in with a forklift. Then to unload it, we need to get it back to the back so we can grab it with our forks. I could hook my snatch block back here to the D-ring, come around, hook to the pallet, and drag it back to the back. So that's another intended function. Also, if I end up needing to haul any logs, I can winch the logs up in here. And then of course, I can use it on the trucks. I've got a couple of smaller trucks. It's obviously not going to pull my Dodge, but I would probably try it if I was in a super jam, but I would just know I'd blow the winch up in the process. But if we end up getting into too many of those situations, I'm going to buy a bigger winch. But this is a pretty cost-effective way to see if this is going to work. I thought about mounting it higher, but I wasn't sure about the structure in the front wall of the trailer. I wasn't sure if I really wanted it up that high. There would have been some workarounds on that front cylinder that I would have had to deal with. So I think down there in that corner is going to be fine. And honestly, if I ever do need to raise it up, I could put a receiver tube in there that raises it and then just brace it off the front of the trailer to get it up off the floor. But raising this deck up about 2 feet gives it enough angle, I think, to where I can get the cable out without the cable rubbing on the floor of the trailer. And I don't see any reason why that won't work. And then as whatever I'm winching gets up, I can let the trailer down as I start pulling it up in. So I'm excited to give it a try, and I will let you guys know how it works. Thanks for watching.